Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Respawn Point. I'm Dan.
I'm Andre.
And I'm Christian.
You will notice a seating change today because the game we're going to be talking about, Bayonetta 1 and 2, involves these two, and I'm not as important today, so I moved to the side. Plus, Andre wanted to get his sweet, sweet guns in the shot.
Yeah. Well. Oh, okay.
And I wanted to molest this young boy over here.
This is every episode.
Oh, man. So what's everyone been playing?
I'll start first because I've been playing a fuckload of shit. So I've been back into Dark Souls 2. I have sank maybe 30 hours in 4 days into that bitch. I was playing some Persona 4 Ultimax just for funsies because I wanted to get my skills back up because me and this guy are going to play some Blaze Blue on the Nintendo Switch. And we've all been playing a little bit of Octopath Traveler, which we'll talk a little bit more about here in a second. Christian.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Bayonetta 1 and 2. I played a League game recently, League of Legends, and still hate the fucking game now. I'm not going back. I played it, and it was like, all right.
Did you feel dirty?
No, it wasn't even that. I was like, all right, let me see. Maybe I'll like
League
the
is
changes.
like that ex-girlfriend that's got good things between her legs. She's got magic lady bits.
Come back
but she will ruin your life. But Chris keeps coming back anyway.
No, I went back. My friend wanted to play. My two friends. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll play a game. And it just, I'm glad I chose to quit
blame
because
your friends for your relapse.
Because I played a character that's not supposed to go into the lane I played, and I still won. So it's like, I don't like this. Anyway, so I played that. I've been playing a lot of Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, which is the one we're reviewing, and it's a good thing you are reviewing on Persona 4 Ultimate because pretty much they play the same exact way they used to.
Oh, I know
Persona 4 characters.
I do homework.
And after I started playing my favorite character from the Blaze Blue series, I was like, wow, I remember all of her combos still.
Damn, nice.
Yeah, I used to play the PS3 version of it, whichever one that was.
Last show, did I say I beat Persona 3?
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
We're not there yet.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And did I play anything else? I've been playing Octopath Traveler, the demo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun little game. I suggest buying it
When it comes out.
when it comes out. Yeah,
We're getting
September.
We'll probably be reviewing it.
I think it's the day after my birthday. Actually, comes out.
July 13th?
No, I think it's September.
No, it's July.
Which is
July,
July.
bro.
Oh, I'm confusing it with Code Vein. My bad.
I'd be really mad if they put out a demo and then I had to wait that long.
Sorry, I'm hyped for Code Vein a little bit.
Oh,
It's
you are.
like 3 weeks out, really.
Yeah, it's not far.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's coming.
Maybe I shouldn't have pre-ordered
Coming
Code
quick.
Vein so I
Coming
can get
quick?
it. Yeah.
Unlike your birthday.
True.
My birthday's September 2, though, so
Oh, okay.
the struggle is real. Yaniel.
I have been playing Octopath Traveler as well. I've been playing some PUBG. The E3 thing got me a little hyped with War Mode coming soon. And
Did those new maps drop out on it?
the third map is now out on PC, and now they're teasing a snow map which looks like you will actually be able to follow people's footprints to where they are.
Ooh.
Which is actually, I will be the stalker of stalkers in that game.
Ooh.
They also teased a riot shield coming, and supposedly on the test servers this week, I did not get a chance to play last night, they added a new AR, a new assault rifle, which I'm intrigued about, because a lot of people are like tired of the SCAR anyway, so they're trying to add something new. So I'm excited about that. Played some Smite a little bit. We got some beatings in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I played a few games yesterday because I didn't have a lot of time, and I didn't want to disturb you on Dark Souls.
Yeah, I was committed.
And what else have I been playing? I played Persona 5.
Okay.
And I also played a little Breath of the Wild. So I was all over the place this week.
Yeah, you're further than me in Persona 5 now.
You were busy.
I was. I got pretty far on. I passed him and moved on.
Yeah, I haven't touched it.
I beat the first palace and already starting on the second.
Sorry, Bayonetta and Odyssey been keeping me busy. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
But has anyone beat a game?
I beat the story mode of Persona 4 Ultimax, and then I did arcade run on like the normal difficulty with Junpei because Junpei is my bae, and beat that John in a little fight game there. It's just like getting me ready for Blaze Blue when I pick it up today. I think out of the Persona 4 cast or Ultimax cast rather for Blaze Blue, I think I'm gonna main Junpei and you. Not you.
No, I know the main
Why
protagonist.
You, the
Wait,
main protagonist of
who is Junpei again?
Junpei is in Persona 3. He probably is not even in the game.
Not in the game.
But I hope he is. But he's got a baseball bat.
He's not in the game.
Fuck, he's so OP.
The people in Blaze Blue are you, Chie, Yuko?
Yukiko? Yukiko, does she have fans or a bow?
Fans.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been playing a lot. I've been playing her a lot in Arena. And
She's
then
pretty good.
it's your best friend, the guy at the kunais.
Yosuke.
Yeah, and then the chair guy.
Chair guy?
Yeah, he's a chair.
Oh,
Yeah. I forget their names.
It's not Shinji. It's something with an S, I think. Shiro, no. Shiro's a dog.
Don't look at me. I don't know shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah, those are
that guy.
those are the main of Persona 4. I believe they're introducing more characters, so it might be Persona 3.
It's supposed to be like 15 DLC guys. Like,
Yeah,
a
but like they're
fuckload.
all like $5 each and shit. The only free ones are the Ruby cast, because Blake and Yang are DLC, but they're free.
They better not do $5 per guy.
I think it's like you can get. Well, I was on there and it looked like to get Hakumen, another Persona per character, and then the other game that's in there. I forget what it's called though. Yeah, it wasn't important to me. I didn't play the games. I don't know what it was. But to get those three, it was like I think $3.99.
Okay.
So
Man, we don't get nickel and dime playing this shit.
yeah,
We'll see.
I'm upset because like half the Blaze Blue characters aren't really in it either. It's like the main people and then
Yeah.
people I don't know. So
Well, they said like they're gonna drop a whole shitload of DLC characters, and I hope they do bundles and they do
if you
deals.
if
$5
you
per guy.
there's
is
a
fucking
there's a deluxe edition you can get on the Switch that's like $80, and I think you get all the DLC that's coming out. I didn't pick. I picked it up. I picked the physical copy up. So
I'm gonna look at it. Is it better to download it, or is it better to just buy a physical and get
probably just to download it, especially because when I went into the store there wasn't a option a deluxe edition. So if you want to get the deluxe edition's all the characters and you get that instead,
it? Okay, I'm gonna do it.
which kind of sucks.
I'm gonna
that
download it.
all the characters aren't
I like
part-
physical copies on my Switch.
I do too. The only game I don't have
Keeps a
that's
lot
a
of
physical
memory
copy
free, too.
is Bayonetta 1. It's the only physical copy I don't have.
Okay. I like having physical copies just because I could trade them in if I'm sick of them.
Yeah,
That's pretty much it.
I feel you.
Okay.
Have you beaten a game, Christian?
I beat Bayonetta 2 and 1. And then I could say I beat the Blaze Blue story of the Blaze Blue game. Because I
Cool.
believe there's like a Blaze Blue story, a Persona story, a Ruby story, and all that. So it's that. I won a League of Legends match. That's technically beating a game.
Woo!
Yeah. Playing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, so I've been beating people in that game.
What's your deck? What does it do?
Right now I'm playing this plant deck called Sylvans, and all it does is you pretty much just mill your deck, and then you get effects based on what's sent to the graveyard.
Okay.
And then there's one card that like if it's in the graveyard you can banish it, just put summon one monster from your hand that's a plant type, and that's pretty much how you win because you get your boss monster out in the field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty much considered the best deck.
I haven't beat crap. I mean,
Damn,
I won
dude.
quite a few PUBG
You've
matches.
been playing a lot of shit.
Well, I mean, you can't. I mean, you can't beat the demo of Octopath Traveler.
I mean,
they capture
you
3
might
hours.
be able to.
You cannot do that.
They capture 3 hours. Smite and PUBG. I mean, I won games, but you can't really count that. Persona 5. I'm not even halfway yet. Still, I'm only on the second palace.
What are you 20 hours in?
No, 17.
It's crazy to think that you're 17 hours in and you've only beat the first dungeon.
I think
You're only like, let me see, 1/6 or 1/7 of the way through.
well, I've heard the game is between 80 to 120 hours.
That's
so.
what I've heard.
That's a big difference. That's a 40-hour
Oh,
time
there's a 40
difference.
hour
There's a whole nother
but
game.
40
in there.
hours.
Yeah.
There's a
That's a
whole nother
whole
game.
nother
I would
Horizon
say-
Zero Dawn in
I
there.
would say it's more of like a
That was like 2 Mario Odysseys for
20
me.
hours.
4 Bayonettas.
If you skip all of the fucking talking and cutscenes with the fast forward button, I'm sure it's like wicked short, but
Yeah.
like you're not
Why
gonna do
would
that
you?
in your
Why would you want to skip
first
it?
playthrough. Yeah, you have no clue.
I
what you're
love
doing.
seeing Anne.
Not only that, but
Yeah,
everything that game so far seems to come
might-
back. Like I didn't even have to cheat on my exams because
Yeah.
everything I'd read, they told me the answers.
Yeah.
So it
The
was
only thing I
perfect.
cheat are on the
You
little
cheat.
questions.
You
in
cheat. You have an
the-
app.
I do have an app. Yeah. No, because I'm trying to like perfect my days. Over here trying to platinum this game.
I'm just out there trying to bang my teacher.
She's kind of a skank. She's not even like the hottest chick.
Little maid.
Oh no, I want the doctor. Don't get me wrong. I want the doctor.
I want Anne, and I'm probably going to buy the Anne figure that's out. That's her of Panther, so I might.
I'm gonna get Anne too.
If you buy an Anne figure, you have to bring it and have it as a prop for the review.
That is fine.
Bring her out.
And Andre's gonna need 10 minutes before every podcast to do what he needs to do in the bathroom.
No, I love that game.
Is it Anne or is it Panther?
Well, Panther's her.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but which version is it? Is it Anne in the real world?
No, it's her as Panther.
All right.
Yeah.
They made her so like etchy.
Did you download the DLC? For
I got a
it
very
yet?
Michelle Pfeiffer Batman original vibe when I look at Anne.
Did you download the DLC for the characters yet? The free stuff. I think it's like
outfits,
No.
the
the
personas.
outfits.
No?
There was
Get the
swimsuit.
personas though.
Get the swimsuit outfit. That's all I'm saying.
The personas you download are like the main ones for 3 and 4, which is really
Yeah,
cool.
you can like dress them up as 3 and 4.
One.
But those are the you have to buy those ones.
I want Yamashita in that banana hammock. That's what gets me going. That's what gets me going.
You can get Christmas ones.
With those delightfully hairy legs of his.
Oh. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our impressions so far of the Octopath Traveler demo. For those who don't know, on the Nintendo Switch, as of right now, which is June 20th.
Thank you, Dana White.
June 20th, you could get the Octopath Traveler demo, which releases July 17th. You can play 3 hours into it, which is enough time to maybe get through the first your main character's like intro
13th.
starter zone, and then get maybe your second character and get through their starting zone. It's really good. At first, I thought it was a little bit slow, and then it started to wane on me, and I like the combat a lot. The art style is so visually striking, and the music is nice and kind of chill and relaxing. I really enjoyed this. How did you guys feel about this?
I love this the cell shading environments and how they also not only go side to side like a lot of our old school RPGs or above, they also go in. Mm-hmm. You know, it's really cool because like some areas I didn't know were accessible at the beginning because you didn't know how the game was going to play, obviously.
Yeah.
I loved it. I got right into Thief. You said you had a little bit of a slower start. The Thief jumps you right in. I mean, he jumps you right in, and as you get his job points up, he becomes kind of unstoppable.
Nice.
You know, what I also like about this game is that usually each character has at least 2 different weapons they can use, and you can attack depending. Like the Thief has daggers and longswords, and you can choose which one to use, which is really important when you're trying to figure out new enemies that you find and what's going to make them break.
Yeah, so enemies in this game have a couple weak weaknesses, and it's up to you in combat to find their weaknesses to break down their shield and armor, and then you use this kind of rage gauge to power up and hit them with like a real super like attack while their shield is down, and that's kind of the flow of combat, is finding their weakness and trying to survive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the Thief's a little broken right now because he gets these abilities where you can HP steal and SP steal, and it's based off of a percentage of what you do. So if you do the rush mode while you do these moves, they cost 6 SP at the time, and I think I have 45, and I'm basically getting back 12 to 16 depending on how well I hit.
Wow.
And that's not even including that's not even a break.
Yeah.
If I got them broke, I mean, phew.
I was doing like 100 a swing.
Yeah, I was at the end too.
And
with
I
the Thief.
grinded him up to like level 10.
That's where I am with the Thief. He's level 10.
So if I did the hunter, and she's bow and axes, as well as she gets to summon like beasts pretty much, and she can capture other beasts as well. So you start off with like your personal pet, which is she has the option to do like sword attacks, and then you get this fox, which you have five chances to use, and it also does sword attacks, and then we have a healing one, which you also get 5. So like the ones that you don't like, from what I'm understanding, is you get like a personal pet that you have all the time and you can use whenever, and then the ones you capture are like you get 5 options to use. But
It was you.
but yeah, so I mean, with the hunter, it's kind of like you want to break the enemy with either the bow or the axe, and then summon your animals
Did either of you guys have spells, like any elemental spells? I had a fire spell in the beginning.
So mine were more like skills. So like the one I had was you could hit multiple enemies multiple times. So like at one point I was doing like 5 attacks to each target with the spell. And then after I leveled up, I got a thunder ability for magic, and then I got a power up to do more critical chances. There was something else, and I don't remember what the exact ability was.
My dude, I think his name's Oberon or whatever. He used spear and sword. I had this one move where he did like a AOE sword slash, and then I bought this other skill where he did like a multi-stab spear attack for like 20 AP. It was mad expensive, but it fucking wrecked. And then I got this other move. It was like cross slash, where he hits you with the swords like a couple times. I imagine if you rage gauge that thing up, that's like just a fucking boss slayer. But oh yeah, the first boss I fought was this like pirate or like the band. No, he's some bandit king guy. He looked like a Viking, and he just was like, he was basically like RPG boss 101. Like he telegraphed when he was charging up to hit you with his big shit, so you have to defend to block it, and then like he broke down his shit and then like unleashed the wave of rage attacks on him. He was great. Like it was such an enjoyable experience once you started getting the combat and like the grinding and the gear, and like I was like, oh, this is everything I wanted out of like a small little handheld RPG that you could play on your TV.
My first boss fight was a butler.
A butler.
Nice.
Well, the whole premise of the thief mission is you're at this big manor, and there's supposed to be like hiding some treasure that has never been, apparently has never been able to been touched because the guards are on super duty and the security is like overwhelming. There's traps, and it's all a setup. Spoilers.
It's not supposed to be game.
Yeah, the butler is putting these rumors out on purpose and spreading it through the town to attract thieves. They want the best thief, which they get in you. And basically, when you kind of get caught at the very end, you find like there's like a dragon stone, and there's supposed to be like 3 more you have to go find. Ooh. And they brand you with this mark of a thief, which in this game is basically a brand that if I put it on you, you can't. Only I can take it off. You can't take it off. So now every time someone sees your arm, they think you're a shitty thief.
That's cool as fuck.
So basically, they're blackmailing me into helping them find these other 3 stones.
That's awesome. This game seemed like it came out of nowhere. It came out of the RPG Factory or whatever, this Japanese game studio, who's a sub studio of Square Enix, and this is like RPGs back to form. This from the Super Nintendo kind of model, but with like modern generation graphics. This was like such an awesome little surprise to come out of nowhere, and I hope I see so many more games out of this studio. Like it really has been like a treat.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. It just reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy like 1 through 6, and reminds me a lot of Bravely Default as well. And it's something that is not new, but it's refreshing to have.
Yeah.
Instead of just playing.
It's nostalgic and new at the same time, which is what drew me into it. There's there's definitely new abilities that they've added in the game that don't make it feel as very one turn is old.
We'll call it nostalgic.
Yeah,
Nostalgic.
Yeah, I think
Over here combining words.
I think
I have the best words.
I think my only issue with the game is the fact that, and it's not like an issue, it's more the fact that the problem with games now is that a lot of the cutscenes are so very, not boring, but not a lot happens in it besides just reading.
Yeah, it's just like the game is just talking
yeah,
to you.
and I had that problem when I was playing Final Fantasy 1 through 5, because it was like just reading. And I got to that point where I was like, I just want to skip this stuff. But at this point, I don't want to because I don't know the story at all.
Yeah, I'd say the first hour for my character, I'll go over what he experiences in a second. But the first hour was just me being talked to and being explained backstory, and it's just like, oh man, like,
yeah.
Oh, come on, let's get into the real shit here.
Yeah, the hunter for me, it was like you got like you found out having like a year ago to where your like master leaves, and then so much talking, and you go back to your time, and you're like talking again, and then someone's like, you should do this, and then you walk to someone else, and then more talking, and then you finally you get into the battling.
Well, it was very simple. You're there to break into this manor.
You're a thief.
Yep, you're there to steal something. But he also has a complex backstory where you find out he's been a thief forever. He used to have a partner.
Okay.
Because at one point in the story, you're being followed by these other 2 thieves that are together.
Yeah.
And you catch them pretty easily. I mean, he doesn't even he just kind of tells them to go. I can see you. You're not good at your job. Knock it off.
Yeah.
And then he has these flashbacks of him as a kid where he gets thrown in the cell with this other kid. And they both talk about how they're going to get out. They're not just going to conform to the way their guards want them to act and be good prisoners. And they hop out literally 10 minutes after being there.
Nice.
And his new partner calls him, like, what brings it all back is, like, these thieves that are following him, they call each other mate. And then this guy in his past calls him bait as well. Who you don't know who he is just yet.
Okay.
But they get away with stealing quite a few things, and they're partners, but they don't fully agree. So there's definitely conflict brewing, but we didn't get any further than that so far that I've played.
Yeah, mine's just I'm leaving. I just currently left the village you started in because the animal that your master had came back, and it's like he's in trouble after a year of not being there. So now we're on a journey to find him. So
Cool. My guy's basic backstory is he used to be a knight in this army, and then he had like this friend, and then his friend betrayed their like commanding officer or whatever, and he like killed him and killed their whole camp and betrayed them. And the Oberon dude's like, "Why did you betray us? Why?" It's like, I don't know. I just felt like it. So then they duel, and then he loses. The main character Oberon loses, and then you wake up like 8 years later, and he's training some kid how to be a sword fighter, and then you have to talk to the chief leader because there's bandits, and then you have to go to the bandit cave and like clear out the bandits. And it's probably when I got to the bandit cave to clear out bandits is when I started getting like into it, because this whole backstory of like this guy who betrayed me is irrelevant plot up until this point, because I'm kind of like this sword teacher, and I'm kind of helping this village protect it and raise this kid or whatever. But it's like the backstory could have waited, because it felt like fisted story, like this is my backstory, take that. And now with the real story that we really are trying to do, and we'll get back to all this later. Remember that it's not important for a few hours, but remember it. So it's just like, oh, you could have told me this like at a better time, and that would have been better. But whatever, it's a small nitpick, and I'm like anal retentive when it comes to this kind of shit because I played so many games. But yeah.
Here's my question: why did everyone pick the starting character they did? 'Cause
I
none of us talked about this, and we didn't pick any of
you
the
know
same.
we didn't. Yeah.
I thought me and him were going to, but we'll get there.
Okay.
I like Thieves. He was like my second choice. The Hunter was also interesting too because she looked really sexy. But I picked the Warrior guy because he looked the most manly. And in RPGs, I like to be like the Warrior. I like to be like tanky and like sturdy and self-sufficient and stoic.
Like a shed.
No. Sheds are not that sturdy or stoic. So that's just kind of like the RPG character that I like to play. Like in Dark Souls 2, like my guy is basically like a knight, you know, and that's what I like to. That's my jam. What about you? Why'd you pick a thief?
My obsession with Locke from Final Fantasy VI drove me to Thief, and I know you like Locke as well, which is why I honestly
fucking
thought
cool.
I thought me and you were gonna pick the same one. I did.
Yeah.
You threw a curveball at me. I didn't see it coming.
You never see it come.
You told me that song would not like.
My God.
You told me that song, by the way, would not like. I wouldn't hate that song, and it's slowly getting there.
You're
I'm
slowly
slowly getting annoyed with it.
You gotta get over that hill, and then you'll be obsessed with it forever. Okay.
I was looking. I went through the whole list first because I was looking for the mage, and I'm assuming it's gotta be the cleric then, because it's not really a mage
Cleric,
class.
and I think Primrose is a little bit of a mage.
I
but she's
think a lot of
dancer.
people are more mage than you realize. Like I said,
Maybe.
the thief can cast fire.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna do the dancer, then I was like, no, I want to do a fighting class. So I went to the hunter because she had a cool
cool.
a cool art style.
I figured you'd go hunter just because of the bow, and you have an obsession with bow.
Not really. I actually the only game I really played bow in.
I have this picture of this man in tights with a bow.
The only game I played.
Notice no denial.
Only game I played. Well, I've cosplayed the Green Arrow, so. But the only game I really played bow is Skyrim, a lot. I usually pick mages a lot more, and I usually have an obsession with overpowering mages in games instead of worrying about actual other characters.
I think I'm gonna play. This is off topic. I think I might play a pyromancer or a mage, like in Dark Souls remake, it whoever comes out on the Switch.
That's what I did in Dark Souls 3. My first game was Pyromancer.
We'll talk about this later.
All right.
But any final thoughts for this Octopath demo?
I'm excited for the real thing. I can't wait for us to review it. I can't wait to get to experience all the characters. I'm about to get the second character and play with her, the one you played, because it was the closest one.
The hunter.
Yeah, the hunter.
Okay.
But
Okay, I went different.
I only have about an hour and 22 minutes left. I know you've already run out of time.
Yeah.
It's a
I
shame.
shouldn't have grinded.
What was your second character?
That I picked up?
Mm-hmm.
Primrose the Dancer. Her backstory is that she used to come of a house of nobility and be wealthy and rich, but her family was assassinated by these three cloaked men with raven or crow tattoos, and she swore revenge on them, so she became a dancer and worked her way up and like in this
A brothel?
desert town.
So many strippers have told me this story.
And yeah, it's pretty little
I'm here
stripper
because of
story.
this, and this.
Yeah. And so she swears to get revenge and kill these 3 guys.
Nice. I went to cleric. I'm in the middle of the cleric stuff. So far, I know is her dad runs a church, and she's a sister. So far, is what I really get. I was kind of falling asleep a little bit during the cutscene because it was at like 2 o'clock in the morning. But
I enjoyed it so much. I almost kind of want to replay it. Like re-roll something else.
From now that I know that's only 3 hours long, I might play another character. Just like
We got so much shit to get through.
I
though.
know,
I don't
I
think
know.
it's really not really viable.
yeah, I gotta
to
finish.
waste
I gotta
time
finish
doing
Honesty,
it. Yeah, he's got to finish Mario Odyssey.
so
I'm
I
gonna
can,
finish Dark
so I
Souls
can get the
2,
other Honesty.
And then I got some other games that we're gonna play together to for review purposes coming up soon.
I don't know if we've informed them of what we got coming up next, but
We're gonna me and
Honest-
Daniel are gonna play No Way Out. We're gonna be some convicts on the run,
that's right.
running and gunning,
Good old Prison Break.
riding the rails.
And I'm staying away from him in the shower.
I'll see you in the shower for that reach around.
Soap on a rope, best invention ever. But before that, we're gonna finish. We have Odyssey as our next Uber game that all 3 of us are playing.
Yeah.
Then we have A Way Out with me and him. Then these 2 are doing Blaze Blue.
Yes.
A fighting game for once.
I know, switch it up.
It's like not an
Shooter
RPG.
coming soon.
Shooter coming soon.
Yes.
We will switch it up for you guys.
Yeah.
The problem with shooters and reviewing them is that they got to be really good. They can't be some just generic fucking boring shit like, I don't know. There's too many games where you're shooting Nazis. There's too many games where you're shooting zombies.
I mean, we can totally just review stuff off the gameplay itself. Like, I wouldn't mind reviewing just Overwatch or just reviewing the COD game just to review it.
If I want to review a game, I want it to be something I thoroughly enjoy and is a new experience for me.
I agree to a degree, but at the same time, like I think one of the cool things about this is like all 3 of us have similar yet different gaming styles.
Yeah.
And I think it might be fun to share that other style. We might not enjoy it as much, but at least it'll be an experience. Like I know Christian's gonna make us play Kingdom Hearts 3, and I know you're dreading it.
You don't have to play. You don't have to review it.
I'm in the between. Like you're the enthusiast. I'm the in between guy where I've played the first 2, so I kind of want to finish it.
Just saying.
But if it didn't come out, like I wouldn't have been crying about it.
Yeah.
not saying that you
My
would cry,
problem
but-
is with reviewing it is that I'm worried that Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna have a lot of stuff that you're not gonna understand because of the.
I already told you.
Side
I will get
games.
caught up.
Dude,
I will get caught.
please.
I'll get caught up.
Please stop looking down your nose at me at this ridiculous bullshit story. I'll understand it, okay? It's not fucking. It's not fucking. I don't even know who's like a really good deep and true. It's hold on. It's not. It's not a. It's not the dude. It's not Dune, okay? It's not Frank Herbert. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I'm just
It's
saying.
just Mickey Mouse
Just
and
saying.
like a lolly chata.
I mean, it's Mickey Mouse as Yoda.
Anyway, can we talk about Bayonetta?
We're getting there. But like I said, I mean, we're gonna start playing games that are a little bit out of our element. Maybe we'll get to a point one day where you guys can vote on the games we play. But we'll see.
That'll be fun.
And then you're really gonna hate your life, Andre, because they're gonna be making you play things that
I want you to play.
They're gonna make
Pokemon
Andre play
Silver.
all the Kingdom Hearts games.
Yeah, some,
I
like
would totally play
6-year-old
Pokemon
kid.
Silver again.
Yeah,
Some
I'll play
6-year-old
Pokemon
kid from Saudi Arabia is going to donate $100 and be like, I want you to play Kingdom Hearts 1 on the Game Boy Advance. Oh, fuck. Is that even real?
It's not real.
Oh, my God.
I'm just gonna make fake accounts and make Andre play anything he hates. I'll donate to our own podcast.
You have to play Hello Kitty, Tropical Island,
Club Penguin.
Penguin from
Can't
280.
play Clone Penguin
I know it's
anymore.
closed.
Unless you go to who's
You
private
have to,
servers.
you have to play Maple Story on the iPhone.
But basically, the way we're going to do the new Uber game is because the next Uber game I picked, Mario Odyssey, because I was in a crunch time with other things in life, and I need something I could play while I was at work. So we did that. So I picked that one. After that, we're doing Persona 5, which is Andre recommended. So after that, what's going to happen is me and Andre, or Chris and I will nominate a game
Me over here.
because we were not the last game to be picked. And Andre will then pick one of our games, and that's what we'll be doing next.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to do it for now. And
It's
then,
leaning towards Far Cry 5 right now.
if that's what I nominate, I was just throwing things out there.
You just want to play Anime Souls.
I don't. It doesn't look good.
We can't play anime for the next review because it doesn't come out until September anyway.
And Blaze Blue is anime.
Yeah. So.
Persona's anime.
Yeah. So.
The only thing I'm trying not to nominate is another RPG, just to give ourselves
Yeah.
a
We
break.
should just straight up play Persona 4 after Persona 5
I already
How are
beat
you going to play
Persona
Persona 4?
4. I already beat Persona 3.
on an emulator. What do you mean?
Ugh.
We do not support emulating on this podcast.
Of course not.
Shut up about the big E.
I'm gonna bleep myself out.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. On my PS2, I'm gonna buy it off eBay because I have a PS2 still
Or
too.
you be a man and buy a Vita and play the golden one,
Yeah.
like me.
Oh, speaking of which, could you remind me of this? PS4 is now putting out greatest hits again.
What it?
Really?
No.
Yeah, I saw that this morning actually, and it's they're putting out like $20 greatest hits again. So get ready to see the red title again.
Nani?
I think that's pretty cool. So
Yes.
It's interesting.
I'm excited for that.
yeah.
Hopefully
My
it's
problem
old
is
school games.
anything I want, I usually buy.
There's
So-
a really old PlayStation 1 game called Kudolka. It looks like a Resident Evil game set in medieval times, but it's an RPG. I want to play that. On eBay, it's like $70 used just for the disc.
You know, I want to play. I want to play the original Zelda Ocarina of Time, but it's like $300 just for the game.
It's on so much. You have a 3DS,
yeah,
right?
you can play it on 3DS,
I
bro.
want to play on 3DS. I want to play
Play
the
on
original.
3DS. It's the
I-
definitive edition.
I played it on
play the
64 and I
original.
played it on 3DS, and it's a lot of fun on 3DS.
I play on 64.
That's a dumb idea.
It actually plays better on 3DS than it did on
Yeah.
N64.
You know
Yeah.
what I do want to do though? I want to try and get like an old TV and like hook it up with the 3 prongs and everything for my PS4 and try and watch Netflix on it.
Why would you want to do that?
Cause it's just a challenge.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me.
What's wrong with you?
First
Do
of all, the
things to
cables
do
you're talking about
things.
are RCA cables,
Thank you.
and thank you for making us feel ancient.
Thank you.
We grew up on it.
I use them too a little bit, but it was called 3 prongs to me.
All right, guys, we're back, and we're going to jump into our main topic of the day, Bayonetta 1 and 2.
Take me to the moon, let me reach upon the stars. Bayonetta 2, Christian.
Andre and Christian played this game. I will be a little bit quiet for this one, but we will come back shortly.
Christian's not going to like this game because it doesn't have keys or keyblades in it.
Oh god.
So it's going to be a little bit lower score than usual. Just kidding.
I'm sorry there's no thief in the game for you either.
I'm not obsessed with thieves. That's this guy.
I'm not obsessed. I just
He's
like
obsessed with thieves because he stole my heart.
Locke. I just like Locke.
So we played Bayonetta 1 and 2. I played it a lot longer ago than Christian did. I recommended this game to him because he already had it, basically, and this is a layup review.
Yeah.
Not that we're lazy, but this is just a great game, and I thought we would give it a shot. Let's quickly go over the plot of Bayonetta 1 and 2. We'll combine them into one big game, and so, yeah. So the plot of Bayonetta basically is you are this Umber witch named Bayonetta. You are like 50% stripper, 50% Dante from Devil May Cry.
Mm-hmm.
You fight angels, and then you fight demons, and then you fight weird shit. And the action's fluid and fast-paced. Its combat is just like Devil May Cry. The plot is
There.
It's not important. It's not a game made for plot. Plot's just kind of a framework to get you
Yeah.
from cool locale to cool locale.
Yeah, I would say the plot's very very low in score wise. I mean,
We don't even have to score it yet.
I'm just trying to think of a way to like say it how it's like it's there, but it's more like background to what the game really is about, which is about just it's basically a fighting game. It's an action.
Bayonetta
action
1,
game.
you're trying to stop not the you have a rival Umbra witch that you fight, and then you have this other dude who's like this white guy. What is he?
He is the last Lumen Sage
Yeah,
that you
yes,
fight.
thank you.
If you don't know, the Lumen Sages are the
Opposite of
the
them.
opposite of the Umbra Witches, which are they're on God's side, while Umbra Witches are on the demon side, and they were like the Lumen Sages were like wiped out 500 years ago, is pretty much what it is, and Bayonetta has been asleep for 500 years. So pretty much that's connected.
Yeah, and the plot of Bayonetta 2 starts off you're shopping, and then you fight on top of an airplane.
Yeah.
And you fight some angels, and then you fight some demons.
Yeah.
And the big bad of Bayonetta 2 is, was it Loki, or is this guy?
So the Bayonetta 2 is the big bad guy is a cop, not like copy, like Loki and the bad guy are like the same people.
The same body.
Same body.
But it's different entities in that
different
body.
entities, yeah. You face against, I think his name's Chaos.
Some shit.
Yeah, he's like the embodiment of light and dark.
Yes.
And you fight him, and then after you fight him, you pretty much find out that he's the reason why your Bayonetta's dad was evil in the first one.
There's no point in even going through this plot and trying to explain it. It would just sound like the insane rantings of someone on a day-long ayahuasca trip.
It's very
Kingdom Heartsy.
No, not at all. Oh my God.
Well, it is in the sense that it's just rambly and nonsensical, but Who gives a fuck? Like, this is a summer blockbuster popcorn flick movie, but it's a video game.
I'm gonna end my life soon.
It's okay. You'll
Am I
get
pulling
through
off your pose right?
Yes, you got
Oh,
it
okay.
perfectly. Yeah,
Hold on, I gotta get those like
Yeah.
make you want me.
Mirrors.
eyes.
Gaze into the iris. Okay.
Christian like looks into my soul when he does it.
The most important thing about this game, I think, is just it's got a great soundtrack. It's got an action-packed soundtrack. It's really beautiful at times too, especially the female cover of what is it called? "Take Me to the Moon." It's a great song. Yeah, the action's fast-paced and amazing. There's a lot of really cool Nintendo DLC stuff that you can only get for that, as opposed to playing Bayonetta for the first Bayonetta on like a PlayStation or whatever.
Don't play it on the PlayStation. It's actually way bad on the PlayStation.
Yeah, it's bad on PlayStation.
Yeah.
So
Wasn't-
the Switch version, I'd say, is the definitive edition. It's really,
Yeah.
it's really, really, runs really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the DLC stuff though, with like some costumes, like you can get a costume to look like Peach or Daisy, Link, Samus, Fox from Star Fox.
The Fox.
Yeah.
Is there Fox? I didn't
Yes,
have Fox
for
in
Bayonetta
mine.
2.
Oh,
I have all these
didn't go into the
amiibos,
costumes.
so I was able
Okay.
to unlock all this
So
stuff.
yeah, I didn't enjoy the costumes.
There's a chain chomp weapon she wears around her ankle you
I
can
know,
fight with.
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get the Master Sword. Well, you don't get it, but you have a Master Sword instead of like the katana in the first Bayonetta.
Yeah, if you're dressed as Zelda, Link.
Yeah.
Zelda.
I fucking love the costumes, the Nintendo ones. I love that. I wish more games on the Switch, or Nintendo games in general, would have, like third-party games, would have more Easter egg Nintendo IPs kind of sprinkled in there as like extra shit. I think that's so rad.
Well,
This is how you
what's
sprinkle,
what's
bro.
cool is like Bayonetta, for some history, development history. Bayonetta 1 came out on the Xbox 360 and the PS3, published by Sega, and originally it was only supposed to come out on the Xbox, but Sega wanted to do PS3, so Platinum Games didn't know how to develop on PS3 originally, so they put it to Sega. Anyway, so after that, so PS3 really sucks. It's a really bad version of the game. But Bayonetta 2 pretty much wasn't going to happen because Sega wanted to focus on mainstream titles like Sonic and their other big games they have.
Yakuza.
Yeah, Alien, I think it was another one they wanted to focus on.
That was a great game.
Yeah. So Bayonetta 2 wasn't going to happen until Nintendo came in. Was like, we'll produce it if it's only on the Nintendo Wii U.
Big Daddy N.
Yeah. So the director of Bayonetta 2 announced that, and everyone was like, no, you're cutting off half your fan base. And he's like, well, do you want a Bayonetta 2 or not?
Right.
So
Buy
what
a
I
fucking
think,
Nintendo console.
what I think is cool is that everyone thought Nintendo was gonna like try and censor it and make it less sexualized, but they
Yeah.
were like super into it pretty much. And a lot of the costumes when they first, because Nintendo was like, we want you to make like, can we use costumes and stuff? And they're like, yeah, do it. A lot of the costumes, like original design, was less like sexual
Sexualized.
than what they came out to be. Because the Link's original costume for Bayonetta was like up to here pretty much, and they sent it to Nintendo, and the guy was like, nah, just show all, open it
It's
fully
not
up.
even. I'd say the Link costume she wears is less hot, sexy than the other ones.
I think it's probably the best one to me. I don't like
I think the Peach or Daisy one, because they're just reskins.
I think-
they were hot because they're like they go all the way up, short skirts, thigh high stockings. They're like,
yeah, but I don't like. I'm not a fan of the whole.
you're not a fan of thigh high socks.
No,
and
I'm not a
stockings?
fan of the whole puff dress shit. It made it look really weird in the costumes. I think it looked like-
weird. Something funny happened in my pants.
I think the Link one looks best on her.
Did you get a weird little tingly feeling in your belly?
No, I'll be honest with you. I think Bayonetta is decent looking in 1. I hate her and I don't like her design in 2.
I like her design in both, but I like her design better in 1 for sure because I like the longer hair.
Yeah, I do too. I think her friend John is hotter than her in 2.
I could see where you're coming from,
Yeah.
but I think I just spent too much time with Bayonetta.
Yeah.
I like her better. I fucking love the subtleties in this game, like the way she walks when she shoots, and she's like jetting out the hook her hip, and you see her ankles kind of like move like how real women like their ankles move when they walk in really crazy high heels. That's so fucking amazing to me. Just the way she moves her body drives me crazy. Like she's so fucking hot, and it's a feast for the eyes to play this game.
Her hips don't lie.
Her hips do not lie, sir. There is no lies to be had about these motherfucking hips. It's just awesome. It's just you could play this muted, and it's just like,
Oh, I actually played it without any the voices on or anything. I played just music only.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
This is great. I mean, I really like this game. People freak out about this and saying it's like this masterpiece. I don't know about all that. It's just a very short, enjoyable, digestible game, but not a masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination.
It's good. Like, it's really good. It really is.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say, and from so far I've been saying it's all right and stuff like that, but it's really good, and it's like a Devil May Cry game, to where the story doesn't really matter in these games.
Exactly. I would
Yeah.
say these two Bayonettas are better than like most Devil May Cry games. Like the only Devil May Cry games may be better than Bayonetta. Okay, so hold on. Let's backtrack a second. Which Bayonetta would you say is better, 1 or 2?
I would say 2. It plays.
I think we should let the scores decide.
No.
You know, my problem is with this. Bayonetta 2 felt easier than 1.
Yeah.
But Bayonetta 2 also, I liked a lot of the changes they did.
You could put it on
so-
hard though and have that.
You
version.
totally
So
could.
that's not an
But I think
excuse,
I think the problem with Bayonetta 2 is that you earned coins a lot. You earned a lot more coins in each chapter than you did in 1. Like
And the Witch Time was more forgiving.
the worst time was more forgiving in 2 as well, especially when you buy certain items. Like,
Quickly to explain Witch Time is. So Witch Time is if you do a perfect dodge, let's say I'm getting attacked, perfect dodge, time will slow down to a crawl and you get to move at normal speed where you can get in like some crazy combos and damage. And it's like, you basically have this time where you feel safe. So
Yeah.
the game is balanced between like moments of danger where, oh shit, I gotta dodge this, I'm about to get attacked by this giant fucking thing. And then, okay, now I'm safe. Oh shit, now I'm not. Okay, now I'm not. Like, so there's this push-pull
Yeah.
thing about it with the Witch Time mechanic, and it makes it really exciting and fun to have fights.
Yeah. So I think the problem with my thing is I focused a lot on the witch time. To where I bought an item that if you got hit and you had a magic orb still, you go in the witch time. Mm-hmm. And then I also bought bats within. So like if you didn't get the perfect dodge, you would turn the bats, and then witch time would happen again.
Cool.
So it kind of made
You kind of broke the game.
it kind of and you're able to get both of those abilities in one, but
They're way more expensive.
they're the same price.
I broke the game basically when I started playing Bayonetta 2 because if you scan amiibos, you can scan up to 32 in one day, and they give you crazy rewards each time you scan
Yeah.
one or exclusive items. So I basically could buy almost everything in the store day one.
Yeah.
So I pretty much broke the fucking game.
Yeah.
But I still had a great time with it. I definitely agree that 2 is better than 1. And then I'd say the best Devil May Cry is maybe 3 because Virgil and Young Dante is cool. But I'm going to say Bayonetta 2 is better than Devil May Cry 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would say as a whole, I enjoy Bayonetta more than I enjoy Devil May Cry.
I think Witch Time makes the Bayonetta games a lot
Yes.
more better than Devil May Cry and
Fuck
just
yes.
a better series.
And
but,
I think the style and the music too.
yeah. But I was saying about the coin thing. I think in Bayonetta 2 you earn a lot more to the point where like Chapter 5, I was buying the item that if you got hit, you were getting Witch Time for free. And that's like 100,000 coins. And like Bayonetta 1, each chapter, I was ending with 30,000, and I was just spending that on 3 lollipops, 1 mega lollipop, one red hot shot, and I was done.
Yeah. For those who don't know, lollipops are like healing items.
Yeah, and
Or they
you're-
make you invincible.
yeah,
or
you're
they
only-
increase your attack.
And you're only able to buy 3 at a time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You pick up items in the game though, so you can craft them too if you do a little exploration.
That's another thing. I felt like Bayonetta 2 had more secret, like more like paths that went off the main path.
Yes.
That were more items and stuff.
I think the map
Yeah.
design was more creative and less linear in Bayonetta 2 as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
How do you feel about Angel Bullet being removed in Bayonetta 2?
Angel Bullet.
Is that like gun? It's like literally like it's like the gun thing. You shoot angels and you would get like points.
Oh, I thought it was kind of
Yeah.
annoying, but I mean, it's free rewards,
Yeah.
and it's so short. I can't really bitch about it.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean,
It was,
I didn't miss it in Bayonetta 2, but like it wasn't like.
I'm glad they took it out.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. What's your favorite boss fight? Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta 2.
My favorite boss fight in the first one was when you fought the blonde-haired chick. What was her name again?
John.
Not Joanne. It's not John.
It's Geanne.
Jean. John. Whatever the fuck. Her. Anyway.
Francois?
Blonde chick. Blonde chick was my favorite fight. She was hard as piss, and I feel like that's when you had to like really get good.
Which for like the last fight of her?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, where you're fighting like the side of a skyscraper.
Yeah,
It's
probably
like
my
fun.
probably my
that
favorite.
Shit's epic as fuck.
Favorite boss fight in that one. That one I felt like the hardest too.
Yes.
Because the final boss is hard if you don't have the right moveset. Because like there's like one.
I fought her with the katana, and I had the,
I had the katana
chain
too.
chomp.
I had the katanas and I had the shotguns.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But the final boss, the reason why I felt like it was harder is because one move of his you can't dodge unless you absolutely have Bats Within. Which, for people who don't know, Bats Within is like if you're about to get hit and you dodge but don't have perfect dodge,
turn the bats.
turn the bats,
Yeah,
and then
you
Wish
just-
Time activates. Yeah.
Okay.
But if you don't have that, you're going to get hit by the ability.
Yeah.
And so like, I didn't have it, and I was like, I'm not replaying the chapter to get this thing. So.
What's Bayonetta 2? I think my favorite fight would be. God, I keep trying to remember. None of them were really like stood out. I think the last one you're in space, or what's the one boss fight where you have past Bayonetta or Bayonetta 1 fighting alongside of you? Which one is that?
Oh, where you have her mom fighting with you?
Is Bayonetta 1 supposed to be her mom?
No, the past Bayonetta, it's her mom that you fight with. They go back in time.
Yes, you go
Yeah.
back in time
And
and you
that's
fight
your mom.
alongside. Okay.
Her name's Rosa.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you fight alongside another Bayonetta who's your mom.
Yeah.
But, and so that was probably my favorite.
That
I
fight
thought that was
one.
really
Okay,
cool.
mine's the one right. It's like right before you back in time. It's in hell, and you fight this demon, who looks like type of like a plant. When you defeat her, you get the whip.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite boss fight from the game.
Which one was it when it's like this thing has giant fucking tentacles and you have to like turn the panther right up the tentacles, dodge the spikes,
Oh,
get
okay.
to its
I know
core?
what you're talking about.
That shit was
Yeah.
crazy cool.
I like that fight more in Bayonetta 1 than 2.
Yeah, I think there's
Yeah.
a second version of it as well. In
Yeah.
the second one. So it sounds like we got a lot of good things to say about this game. Do you have any negative things you want to say about this game?
I'll be honest with you. I think Bayonetta 2's chapters were a lot shorter than they were in Bayonetta 1. I also feel like Bayonetta 2 was... I also feel like... Not 2, I'm sorry. Bayonetta 1, the scenery feels very empty to me in general.
Yeah, I could see that.
2 is a little better because you go from... You're not on just Earth, but you're also in Paradiso, which is heaven, or you're in the Inferno, which is hell. So you're going back and forth between them. Like, 1 was just all Earth and Paradiso, and it just felt very bland to me.
I feel like in Bayonetta 1, some of the hit detection was a little bit off and shitty. Like, there's times where I got hit where I should not have gotten hit.
Yeah,
Versus, Bayonetta 2, that cleaned that up very, very well, and I didn't suffer from the same issues. I felt like my dodging was, like, on fleek. Like,
Yeah.
Perfect dodge. Like, I was untouchable.
Yeah, my other problem with the gameplay is that it's very flashy, but it's so flashy to the point where sometimes you can't really see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it as well.
Yeah.
I just kind of zone out and not focus my vision anymore. But I'm just like, I have my peripheral visions like going on. I just kind of see everything. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where you're like, even like when you're playing a fighting game, you're like staring at one thing. You're just kind of watching everything.
Yeah.
And then so you're taking it all in. I kind of would experience that.
Yeah, I was trying to especially with when it's like you have the bigger guys with the smaller guys, and you're trying to focus on the big guy, but it's like all the smaller guys are also there, and you have to focus on them dodging as well. I just feel like I don't want to say it's too much because I get that that's what it's supposed to be, but it just seems very flashy to the point where I'm like,
It's overload.
It's overload a little bit.
Okay. It's like the Michael Bay of video games.
Yeah, like
I definitely would recommend these games to anybody who owns a Switch.
anyone who loves just hack and slash games
or hot chicks.
Hot chicks. I mean, the game doesn't have a story, but like there's a lot more stuff to do after finishing the
And her
story.
normal costumes when she does her climaxes were basically like you fight a boss or a big enemy and they're like about to die.
Yeah.
And then you'll do like a climax where her clothes, which are basically her hair, like strip away and she's basically ass naked, and her hair will turn to a giant fist and like punch the fuck out of something. Or she'll like turn her hair into a torture device and kill somebody.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like sexist stuff sprinkled into this game. And, I think that's like another fun little thing I think we forgot to mention. But you want to start getting into grading? Do you have any final thoughts?
Well, I was gonna ask you, how do you feel about the ultimate climax in Bayonetta 2?
I think I had to pause and have my own little ultimate climax. No, I thought it was fucking awesome. And then like another cool thing to do, the final boss fight. You'll do like the final ultimate whatever climax to finish the guy off, and the whole time you're playing the game, they will give you an indicator of how much power your shit is with like gigawatt. What is it, watts or gigawatts?
It was like gigawatts, I think. Yeah.
Gigabytes or some shit.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
fast you press the fucking button.
Yeah. It'll break your stuff, and then so like when you're fighting the final guy, it's like terabytes or terawatts or teragams, some shit, and it's just fucking dope as fuck. Like it gives you like grand and scope.
Yeah, I think that was a lot better in Bayonetta 1 than 2.
I feel like it was cooler than 2.
I think it looked cooler. a lot easier.
Yeah, it's easier and look cooler, but it's like I said,
Yeah.
on a hard difficulty.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I was saying like, because at one point when you're fighting, you get this option to hit the L button in Bayonetta 2, where like you pretty much get like a power up for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how do you feel about that? Because they didn't have it in 1.
I don't think I ever used it.
You ever used it?
I don't think I don't think I did. No.
Oh, because in 2, it's like you hit L and then you pretty much like ultimate climax or whatever.
That's only like you hurt somebody enough, and then they're like stunned, and then you hit them with the climax thing and kill them.
No, I'm thinking it's like when you have enough orbs, you can use those orbs to like get a power up. And
That was in the first one too.
no, I only had it in the second one. In the first one, it was only torture attacks.
Oh, I don't know, man. It's been a while, but I think I used it in the second one, but I don't think I needed it as much.
I think I used it. I liked it better. Because the torture attacks felt like they were there and they weren't there. In 2, the power thing was I always used it, and it was just a lot better than having the torture attacks. So.
Yeah. All right. Let's rate this
I'm
motherfucker.
gonna rate these 2 games.
Let's go into Bayonetta
games?
1 first.
Bayonetta 1 first. All
Yeah,
right.
because there's different scores.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you guys give the story?
Fucking, it's there.
Dick.
3.
3.
Yeah.
All right. I was gonna go a little higher and say 6, only because
Come on, 6. You shit on it harder than I did.
I know.
Don't score
but,
shame
like,
him.
my thing with this is there is a story and it's not like a
No. Okay, let me ask you this:
story.
is the story average or below average?
I would say it's average.
Okay.
So I would say 6 is average.
6 is
5
average.
is average.
I would say 6 is average.
No,
5
5.
5 is half.
5 is between 10 and 0.
Yeah, but average would be like
Let's
choosing
leave this
what
for
every
mathematics that
game
are
is.
smarter than us. Let's just go with what we
I don't need a
think.
mathematician to tell me what's the middle of 0 and 10.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the average would be like the average of every single game, and then that's the
Look,
average.
I'm going to do the average of your both scores, so
All right.
let's just continue that.
Alrighty, what's next?
Gameplay.
10.
Bayonetta 1, 9. There was some stuff I had issues with, so
All right.
yeah.
Art and design.
10.
I give that a 10 too. Shit looks beautiful.
Yeah, she's a hottie.
Also,
Batty.
the character designs are really good. Besides just Bayonetta and
Joe Pesci's in it
John.
for some reason.
He's again.
He's just in it. He's just there.
Fucking, you got fucking Rodan, who makes fucking.
He's gonna be an assist trophy in the new Smash Brothers.
Is he?
Yes!
Yeah, he in Bayonetta 1 he makes the Resident Evil 2 reference.
Does he?
Yeah, it's
Oh, he makes a Resident Evil 4
is it
reference.
Resident Evil 4 reference.
Yeah,
And
he's,
there's
like, what are you buying?
what are you buying? Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
cool. There's a lot of references in there. Like the guy who follows her around makes references to Resident Evil, Beautiful Joe.
I think some of the
Other
people who worked
games.
on these games came from Capcom.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff is references to other games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next category?
Music and sound.
10. It was an amazing soundtrack. It's really fun.
It's a really great soundtrack, and I think it's very up there in other games. So I'm gonna give it a 10.
God damn.
It's no
All right.
near.
And replayability. It's no near, but yeah, you gave both a 10.
Yeah, it's up there, but
Like a 10. It's a fun little like weekend. Like let's bang some time out.
No,
or
this is like after you beat
I'm
it.
riding the
What do you-
bus. Let's play jumping it again. No, you can
Oh,
replay
okay.
chapters and all that stuff.
Oh.
Yeah,
So,
you can
yeah,
replay chapters.
and you could go. You could try and buy every item in the shop, and you could try and get a platinum trophy on or an S rank or whatever the fuck it is on like every level. So yeah, there's a lot of time to go back and replay it.
I'm gonna give it an 8. Same thing with you saying. I mean, it's very good replayability, replaying chapters and stuff and all that. But I feel like there's just less than what the second one has to offer. So I don't want to scale it too much.
After his really interesting 3 at the beginning of this, he gave 10s across the board. You were always near the top minus the story, and you both came out with a 43, which makes this an 86 out of 100. The first Bayonetta on Metacritic is at 84.
Damn, we are on like point.
We keep being close, but
We
usually a little
are.
bit better.
Either that proves that Metacritic's really good at scoring, or we're just shit as well.
No,
No.
How dare
I'm
you
the
say
shit.
such things?
I'm the shit and the urine
Shame.
and the smegma.
Look at me.
Shame.
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 Yeah.
No more loving eyes.
Let's go into Bayonetta 2.
All right.
What would you score the story?
I don't know if it's worse or as shitty. I'll do 4.
I'm gonna give it a 5.
Yeah. Okay. So
My problem with Bayonetta 2 is that we were going somewhere and then we went somewhere
yeah,
else.
just like that. The train
Like,
goes
I
off
didn't-
the track.
yeah,
and then
like I was like
derails into
like
a
I was
shit
like I was
sewage
thinking to
farm.
myself, I'm like, all right, this kid Loki is the bad guy. It's gonna happen, and then we went somewhere else,
And then he is the
and
bad
then-
guy, and then he's not the bad
and
guy.
then the fucking ending's like, this is how the bad guy from 1 became bad. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why?
I just shut my brain off and enjoy titties and fighting. So that's how I live my life.
Gameplay. What would you give it?
10.
I give it also a 10.
It's fucking
It improved on everything pretty much except for a couple stuff, but
Yeah.
it was kind of like a trade for good stuff to bad stuff. So
Right.
All right. Art and design.
10.
Also a 10.
Love them. Love them costumes. Some of these demons and angels you fight are fucking so epic and huge. They're like they could be as big as like some levels in other games. Like they're so huge.
just some of the characters in general look amazing. A lot of like I said, a lot of the backgrounds in 2 look so much better because there's just new stuff, and it's not just this generic thing as Bayonetta 1 was.
One thing
so.
I'll complain about one thing real quick is I really dislike the parts where you're like racing on a little track and you have to like dodge shit and shoot and jump bridges. It's fucking ridiculous.
Speaking of which, what the fuck was up with becoming like controlling a robot in like one of the chapters? Like you legit, it reminded me of Final Fantasy 13 a
Yeah.
little bit because you take over. That's
I
just
don't know.
Never
robot
good.
Thing.
Bayonetta 2 does a bunch of
Never
little mini games sprinkled
good.
throughout, by the way, and so one of them is you control this kind of like robot and shit, and they just come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And there's some of them were really annoying.
It was like I was fine with it if it was just like one of the bike things again where you're just
Yeah,
driving.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like it was like you were actually fighting as the robot.
This
and
is
I was
like this like a stamp where it's like let's put in a shitty fucking fast-paced garbage thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
But I don't know. It's
confusing.
forgivable and forgettable. It didn't sour
Yeah.
me on
it was,
the overall.
It was one chapter, so it wasn't too bad.
Let's move on to music and sound.
10. I feel like Bayonetta. Oh, I don't know which one had a better soundtrack. Probably 1, but 2 still had a really, really nice, memorable one.
What'd you give it?
I'm gonna give it a 10 because I gave Bayonetta 1 a 10. They have pretty much similar soundtracks. I mean,
Which one do you think's better?
I think 1's better,
Yeah.
but they're both pretty much up there.
Okay.
Play this game on your Switch in handheld mode with headphones.
Just turn off everything but music.
Last but not least, replayability.
Same as the first one, a 10, because
9.
there's so much trophies to get, so much shit to buy in the shop. There's an item in the shop that's like 99,999 coins and shit, so it's fun to.
I would give it a 9 because it has extra chapters after you beat the story.
Mm-hmm.
They also let you play as different characters after you finish the first story.
Yes.
And then there is a hidden boss where you can fight Rodon.
Yes.
Yes.
And he's hard as piss.
His Ard's piss. I think it's that item that you buy, the 999, that's you. So,
Well, yet again, you guys started at different points and ended with 44 each, making this a score, respawn point score of 88. We were a little low on this one. Metacritic gave it a 92.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
think they're
big
a little-
difference from Bayonetta 1 to 2.
I don't think it improved that. I don't think it
the
improved
story
that
got
much.
that much more compelling or,
Yeah.
or
I don't-
cohesive.
Well, you actually gave it a point up on Bayonetta 1. You went down on Bayonetta 2.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's still a really bad, disconjointed story, but I mean, I feel like it was a little bit more interesting because of the locales.
Yeah, you were more forgiving on Bayonetta 2. You were harder on it.
The story sucks, and I'm a big story.
My thing,
snob,
is
so.
I played them literally one after each other, and it was like 2 felt easier, and the story just kind of was like, why? So I was like, 2 to me. I don't want to say 2 to me is worse than 1, but it's because obviously my score says otherwise. But like it just some stuff went up, some stuff went down.
You
So
both
it
basically
was-
just gave it an extra
It was kind
point.
of like this is where Bayonetta 1 is, and then this is where Bayonetta 2 is.
Yeah,
So.
it improved some stuff.
Basically, by scores, you both basically like Bayonetta 2 better by 1 point. It's
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
this much.
What's,
Yeah.
what's one
It's a
point?
caterpillar
really?
dick of a difference.
Yeah.
All right.
It's that big.
I definitely, like I said, I
Alright.
would definitely recommend this game for anybody who owns a Switch. There's not too many like banger titles out there, but Bayonetta is a nice little snack while you wait for a meal to come out.
Yeah,
you know,
I
like
would-
one of the bigger, more awesome titles.
I would say pick it up after you play Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, Octopath Traveler, and Xenoblade 2.
Octopath Traveler's not out yet, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, then pick it up before Octopath Traveler.
What if they
comes
went
out.
to GameStop? I'm like, damn that, Chris. It's not even out yet.
But yeah. So good times. This is a good game. I'm glad you were able to experience this.
Yeah, I mean, it was a thing that was on my list to play anyway, so
Mhm.
I'm glad to start digging through that pile of games.
We're
I
gonna
had
get
to
a
finish.
Bayonetta 3.
I know. I
Probably
know.
next year, 2019.
Probably next year.
We'll have to remember that you two need to review that as well, because I'll just be lost.
Yeah, I'll do it.
About the story, yeah.
I'll do it.
I'll just be lost.
There's people out there who tell you the story of these games, you know, and they're on YouTube. And if you want to know really the story, I mean, go ahead. But
I literally
mean,
watched a video that was called Bayonetta's
If we end up
Lore.
doing
I've
Great.
seen the plot of softcore pornos have better fucking story though than
the
Bayonetta.
Final
so
Fantasy 15 porno is better than Bayonetta. Not-
is
not-
that gay? Is it gay porn?
No, it's legit some girl dressed as Cindy without the fucking wig and then two random people.
The only girl in the world gets
Was it a
train
gangbang?
right on her by 4 guys.
Pretty much.
This got really filthy really fast.
Yeah, I was joking. Bayonetta 1 story is better than that.
Sorry.
God
When you,
damn it,
when you say
Christian, you better get some soap and clean up that potty mouth.
when you say Cindy, I go to a dark place.
She's pretty sexy.
I'm more of a Luna Freya person. That's
I
why.
think Bayonetta's sexier than Cindy though.
No.
Yes.
Cindy's more fan
No way
service than
Arden
Bayonetta.
gets the jump on Cindy. She hits him with a wrench.
She should have.
She straight Mario's and just throws wrenches at him.
I don't know, man. Anyway,
Alrighty.
are we gonna call it a wrap?
We're gonna call it a wrap.
All right.
Once again, guys, you can find us on Twitter at the Respawn POIN1, Facebook the Respawn Point TRP, SoundCloud the Respawn Point TRP. Am I missing anything, Christian?
You can find us also on YouTube at the Respawn Point.
Oh, that's right, YouTube. I always forget YouTube.
You can find
Write
Dan
it
at the strip
down.
club on Thursday nights.
That's right,
You can find it
DJing
in Pittsgrove
DJ.
in New Jersey.
Pittsgrove,
Wherever the fuck that place is. Mars.
Pensauken, like nowhere near there.
Eh, let's go to P.
You can find me at Lowe's on Thursdays.
You can find me on my
No
couch.
highs, no lows, just Chris.
Find me on my couch, chilling like a villain and killing like penicillin, watching YouTube and playing video games all day fucking long.
He'll take you on that EBT date. I'm just fucking with you.
I hope you like food stamps, bitch. Hope you like food stamps, bitch.
Once again, I'm Dan.
I'm Andre.
And I'm Christian.
Peace, bitches.